What's up guys, this is Teddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about real estate buyer scripts and a couple of scripts that I use on a regular basis and sort of the mentality when you work with buyers in real estate. Work with buyers, you have to have a lot of listening skills. You have to be a really good listener. You have to be a really good question asker, and you have to have a lot of patience and persistence. So to kind of sum it up, this is what a really good mentor and friend taught me in new construction when I was working with a lot of buyers. He said, Teddy, inside of every single buyer's head is a vision, or there's an image of the perfect house, the perfect lifestyle, and just almost like what we dream about or what we want in life. And he said the faster that you can get that image out of the person's head and see it in your own mind and bring that person to a property, the more money that you're going to make and the better that you're going to work with buyers. Overall, you have to kind of really pay attention to what a buyer is saying, and you really, like I said, you have to ask really good questions when you're working buyer leads in order to get that image of the perfect property that that buyer wants. When you're working buyer lead, there's two types, and it's usually going to be outbound and incoming leads. Outbound leads are going to be what I'll call leads that are literally just thrown on your desk. Maybe your brokerage provides them to you and you don't really have a lot of information about what type of property this person wants. All these types of leads a lot in new construction, and you have to build a lot of rapport with an outbound lead that you are literally just cold calling. They don't have as much trust for you, they don't know who you are, and the key is, like I said, to build rapport and trust through good question asking and good listening skills. Buyer leads are usually going to require more than one follow-up, so make sure that you're following up with email and a phone call. So the goal here too is with an outbound call to stay on the line as long as possible and really get down to bare bones about what that buyer wants, because as soon as they get off the phone with you, if you haven't built really good rapport and trust with them, they're just going to either choose another real estate agent or just kind of go along their way. First call a buyer, the first thing I do is I always introduce myself. Always introduce yourself, whether you're working with buyers or sellers, and make sure that you're establishing yourself as a brand or you're working with a larger entity. So in my case, I would just say, the person would pick up the phone and I would just say, hey, this is Teddy Smith with Coldwell Banker. First thing that I do is I just say, state why I'm calling. I'm just following up with you. I understand that you're still searching for real estate here in Wilmington, is that right? And more than likely they're going to say yes. And if they say no, then that's a good reason to basically get off the phone with them. Next question that you always want to ask people is, okay, great, are you working with a real estate agent? And this one question will save you so much time and grief. And even if they answer that they're not working with an agent, always be wary, because people, as sad as that sounds, there's a saying that buyers are liars. That's not always the case, but you really want to be careful when you're working with buyers, because a lot of them will lie to you, and that's just, that's just a fact of life. Anybody is ever buying real estate is going to be, number one, they're going to be searching location based, they're going to be searching for the size of the house, and then they're going to be searching for the number of bedrooms in the house, and then you kind of want to just filter it through with those questions. So number one, I always ask, okay, great, what location are you looking for? They're going to say something along the lines of, I'm looking in the north side of the city, my job is located at GE, and those are the reasons. To elaborate on that, say, are you trying to live near your job? Is that particular area really interesting to you because there's families there? Always try to figure out the why of the location. I think that there is the acronym FORWARD for family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, and you always want to hit on those things while you're talking about the house and you're trying to nail down what type of house that they're actually looking for. So in the process of finding the house, you're also learning more about this person in general. And as a rule of thumb, people love to talk about themselves. Never make it about you, never make it about your brokerage, and never make it about how cool of an agent that you are, because people will hang up. People will hang up quicker than anything if you start talking about yourself. After you've been talking on the phone for maybe 10-15 minutes, the next thing that you want to do is you may already have a good property, but probably not. So you tell Jeff or the prospect that you're working with, say, hey Jeff, you know, I really enjoyed the conversation that we had. I tell you what, I'm going to go and I'm going to search in the MLS, which is what we use as real estate agents to help people find houses. I'm going to go search in the MLS and I'm going to find some properties that I think you may like. What is your email address? And I will send these to you. That you've built tons of rapport, you've got an email, and you've got a second way to follow up. Another thing is that you want to follow up with your buyer leads, and you want to follow up with them in a manner that doesn't consist of you just cold calling them every day. So call one day and then send an email, maybe send a letter if you're feeling really ballsy, but make sure you alternate between those two, because if you call a person over and over and over on the phone, you will burn them out. But that is how I do outbound leads. So I'm going to talk about incoming leads, or leads that are come off of a website. Lead, in my opinion, is a very high quality of lead. Usually these people know who you are. Maybe they called you off of a listing, but basically they elected to call you, and there is a lot of power in that, and there is a lot better chance of converting somebody who calls you. So maybe you just got a lead off of your website or your Zillow site. I don't use Zillow, so you're kind of on your own there, but my website produces leads, and when I get a lead off of my website, I always make sure to call them as soon as I get the lead. So I will call them and I'll introduce myself once again. Hi, this is Teddy Smith with Coldwell Banker. I noticed that you were on my website. Are you still searching for real estate here in Wilmington? Next question you always want to ask them, like I said, number one and number two, the two most important questions. Great, are you working with a real estate agent right now? No, we are not working with a real estate agent. That is awesome. What location are you currently looking for real estate here in Wilmington? Repeat the same as above. If they say, oh, well, we are planning on moving downtown, I would say, great. Are you living near your job, or is that just an area that you are looking for? If they'll say something along the lines of, oh, we just want to be near the lifestyle of being downtown, we want to be around the arts, we want to be around yada yada yada, whatever, you've already got a vision of what their lifestyle is going to be, and then you just kind of go down the list from there. You want to figure out the size of the house, the number of bedrooms, any other distinguishing features that would set apart a house from every other house. Are they looking for a condo? Are they looking for 3-bedroom, 3 baths? Are they looking for something small? Like I said, you want to go down from there. Use the Ford method on top of that, dreams, and try to incorporate that into the questions that you ask. You really get to know the prospect, and then once again, go for the email and follow up like an animal. But anyway, I'm starting to get a little winded here. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.